This storm will kill you.
Look! I'm telling you! You know what I mean,
But if
folks?
rich people aren't looking out for us, who is?
It makes no difference which one of us you vote for. Either way, your planet is doomed.
You're listening to the Our Take Podcast with Brian Sherman.
He had a full head, all the way till the end. It was white, and I was hoping to get that. I was hoping to get, like, the full head, and it was really hard to cut it off.
And Spencer Rogers.
To be a good pilot, you have to be able to make good decisions. And I know what my credit score is, so I know I don't make good decisions.
This is the Our Take Podcast.
From Scary Parrot Media Studios in Ogden, Utah, it's the Our Take Podcast, episode 153. I'm Brian.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Dan.
It is June the 13th, everybody. On this day in history, the United States withdraw from the Anti-Ballistic Missile Treaty. I don't know what that is, but we withdrew in 2002. The ABM Treaty was signed in 1972 by the Soviet Union and the United States. It regulated the establishment of anti-ballistic missiles shields. It regulated the establishment of anti-ballistic missile shields against nuclear missiles.
So you can't stop them.
Critics bemoan the treaty's termination for its potential negative effect on nuclear proliferation. Hang on a sec. It regulated the establishment of anti-ballistic missile shields against nuclear. That's got to be they can't be typing that right?
So you want them to be able to get ballistic missiles.
Can we both sign a treaty that if I shoot you, you can't block it?
Right. That's not fair.
It's not fair if you block it.
It's not fair.
Why do you have a shield? The leaders of South Korea and North Korea meet in an historic summit on this day in history in the year 2000. The talks were initiated by then President of South Korea, Kim Dae-jung, for the implementation of his Sunshine Policy. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2000.
For
Interesting.
What? Sunshine Policy? What does that do?
I don't know. Should we find out?
Nah, I don't know.
South Korea Sunshine Policy. No military provocation from the North will be accepted. The South will not attempt to annex or occupy the North in any way. That was it.
So those will stay separate. That's all. Okay.
Exactly.
They're very peaceful.
How about this one? Pioneer 10 becomes the first man-made object to leave the central solar system. The U.S. space probe crossed the orbit of Neptune, which at the time was classified as the furthest planet from the sun. I believe it still is.
It wasn't, and then it is.
Yeah. That was in 1983.
Before they knew about the Oort cloud.
Yeah. I don't know. Or before they knew about Pluto.
But then they
knew about Pluto. I don't know why would they do this? Why was it, which at the time was classified as the furthest planet from the sun? When did Pluto
Hear about Pluto? It's messed up.
become a planet?
What happened to it?
It's not a planet anymore.
Yeah, that was like 12 years
That was
ago.
in 2000 longer.
You know that show Psych?
Yeah.
There's one sayings from that show.
Oh.
But why?
Sorry.
Why in 1989
disturbed.
would it be classified as the furthest planet? Neptune, I mean.
Because we didn't know
Is it
about
Uranus?
Pluto yet.
No, Pluto was discovered in 1930.
Maybe it wasn't classified a planet yet.
Okay.
Is Uranus closer?
Classified.
Uranus is closer. Why did we name a planet Uranus?
I don't think we did.
Someone did.
You didn't name anything.
That's true. The three of us did. I mean, I guess if I was
Why did
going
we
to
do
name
that?
a planet, I would name it Uranus, but
Yeah. What else? Oh, on this day in history, we had a plane crash today. Was that today?
that was yesterday. Yeah.
Did you see the sole survivor?
Okay.
He just walked away?
That's crazy, right?
So-
Have you seen the video of the plane crash?
Yeah, a dude. What is it? India
Air India. Which
flying to Gatwick in
they've
England.
had lots of bad
Well,
incidents.
Honestly, it's Boeing.
It's not. I really
Listen,
look.
Spencer. I know you work for
All
them.
those boomers
I know
at
you work
Boeing.
for them.
I know I've defended Boeing many times.
You currently work for them or no?
No,
You just
but they have bad pilots in India. They are bad pilots.
Oh my God.
They are bad. Okay,
so it's
let
an
me
India
tell you.
problem, not a Boeing
Let
problem.
me
Okay,
tell
before the
you-
investigation is complete, he's already impugning the reputation of this pilot. You don't even know if he's Indian.
That's
Wait,
true.
the pilot walked
That's
away?
true.
No.
But Air India has had a history of bad accidents that are pilot error. So all we know so
mean, how
far
hard
is
is
that
it
it
really?
looks like
To land a
the
plane.
flaps were not extended
On takeoff.
on takeoff.
So they didn't have enough lift.
So yeah, there wasn't enough lift. Now that's all we know, and that the rad was deployed.
What's the rad?
So there's this little thing that comes out of the bottom of the plane that's basically an electric generator.
The radial arm dongle.
I don't know.
No, that's
I
not
can't
what it is.
remember what it stands
That's not what it
for.
is.
He knows what it does. He doesn't know.
It has a
what's-
propeller on it, and it spins really, and it creates electricity to power the main.
Wow,
functions.
like an old bicycle where you
Yeah,
flip the thing up,
essentially. Yeah.
and it powers. That's out the whole time.
No.
Oh.
It's only an emergency.
Oh,
Normally
okay.
the engines and so all we know is that was out and that the flaps did not appear to be retracted properly.
Is it? Two questions. First, how was he able to take off at all?
That is so on the 787 and most big commercial airline planes, there is a warning system that tells you if you're not configured to
Warning.
take off.
Check configuration.
That's basically exactly what it says.
Terrain.
as you're moving
Yeah.
and taking off.
Yeah,
Right.
so
It's kind of late
hopefully,
then.
hopefully it's not something as
But
stupid
I'm just
as they
confused-
forgot or they didn't hear the warning.
Forgot about the
If
flaps.
the flaps weren't extended
flaps.
enough when it started to descend, how did it get into the air at all?
I think you could get up and then you can see I don't know. I'm not an expert. All right, I just like
pretend to be
airplanes
one.
a lot.
Just couldn't recover.
But it looks like it got enough to lift off, but then you can see it start to sink, and then you can see the plane start to pull up, and that would just create more
Classic
That would
flap
lower
problem.
your airspeed and create almost a stall,
So that's-
and just
so that's what he tried to do. He tried to pull up,
that's what it looks like.
or she.
Yeah.
So the
Obviously, I
flaps
don't know.
were not extended. The rad is out. Is it possible he deployed the rad
I don't know.
because he had an emergency?
Mechanic.
That's
problem.
possible. Is it, apparently.
You're jumping right to
Apparently,
Indians
the
suck at flying.
passenger, the passenger
no
said
idea.
that there was a loud bang. The sole surviving. Can you imagine the
No.
survivor's guilt of this guy?
No.
Especially, I don't know if he had any loved ones on the plane with him. But can you
No.
This
The
doesn't happen.
survivors-
This
the
doesn't
survivor-
ever happen. This is like out of a movie,
The
right?
survivor guilt would be so intense. You know, I bet you the radial arm dongle saved him.
Maybe he's like,
But
I survived because I'm the freaking bomb, dude.
it was a massive explosion, though.
He's a total sociopath.
Yeah.
Turns out.
Like
I know. Like I don't know how anyone
was-
survived it.
Do we know where he was in the plane? Like
it
was
gave
he in
the seat number, but I don't remember what it was. 11A or something. I don't know.
It's like that show Unbreakable.
Or we could just be wrong, and it was just some guy on the street that was right by it, and he's like, "I'm gonna make some money."
I survived.
Oh,
Let's see, seat 11A.
was I right?
Yes.
Seriously?
Is it right? It's right by the. It's right. It's the first row behind first class. Very close to the wing, which is full of fuel.
That's true.
How did he
Doesn't make
survive
any
that?
sense.
I don't know, but there's gonna be like a lot of
There was video.
research,
I saw there was video from inside the plane though before, like the air conditioner wasn't working.
right? I
Probably
don't know.
because the rad wasn't working.
Could be. I don't know.
I'm just gonna be an expert on the rad now. The radial arm dongle. Yeah, sole survivor. That's intense. I don't know what I would do. I think you know what I would do? Depending on how my life was going, this is a perfect opportunity to start over.
Why?
You just walk away and everybody thinks you died. Don't I mean, have you guys ever had that fantasy of being able to just completely start over and nobody knows?
I mean,
That'd be hard, dude.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah? Have you?
Let's go back to school.
No.
Get new-
I guess you
No,
could.
Get new
you
degrees.
just have
I guess you could.
Start a new job from scratch.
That's the first thing.
Dude, have to start back at the bottom.
You
No,
could
that would
just, like-
freaking suck. Dude.
I don't know what I would do, but having like I don't know.
Oh,
there's something appealing sometimes about
it's not the rad. I said it wrong. It's rat. Rat. R-A-T.
The tongle.
Ram air turbine.
I knew that's what it was, but
Yeah.
because you said rad,
Yeah.
I wasn't
My
sure.
bad. Anyway, starting over life.
Yeah. Just
I don't know, man.
I mean,
That'd
a
be
lot of people fake
wouldn't
their
you
death.
Or you feel like you
eventually,
did it wrong so far?
like miss your relatives.
listen, I'm not saying I feel this way now. I'm just saying there's been
There's
times
been a
in my
night
life
in
where
your
I'm
life
like,
where you're like,
it'd be nice if I didn't have to know anybody that I know now.
Dude, what the hell, man?
Especially Danny.
I've had
especially
fantasies about
Spencer.
like, what if I could go back to like 14-year-old me and have a redo on all the decisions I
Right.
made?
well, yeah.
that's different. But just like
that's
start
only
over
good
now
if
at
you
42.
know what you know now,
Right.
Which
Right.
is why it's
Like
Well,
where
your brain goes with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You remember everything.
Right.
Like,
where to find the good porn and stuff. Yeah.
I just wish I could go back in time and get on YouPorn before
If I had seen this
it got
before I
banned
was
in
14,
Utah. Pornhub. That's going to be on my deathbed.
I could have made a
just
lot of money.
Wish I
That's
would have spent more
classic.
time on
But this is where you guys
Pornhub.
go.
Could have made a lot of money.
I tell myself not to invest in Pornhub in Utah.
Yeah. When it went public, the
Yeah.
Utah chapter.
I mean, I was thinking like I probably wouldn't go to like business school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
Maybe.
something different.
Yeah.
Try harder at drumming.
Try harder at business school.
Double down on that. I'm doing this again, but I'm doing it better.
I know quite a few people who have gotten an MBA, and it hasn't really worked out for any of them.
Yeah, I mean,
That's kind of true.
It's you're paying for a diploma. I mean, they're just like trying to take your money.
But it's not even like it's not even turned out to be,
Like
a good investment in terms of the return.
right.
Yeah.
In fact, I sent a message to someone on LinkedIn that we were on the drumline with. He got an MBA, and I was like, "Hey, was it worth it? I'm considering going to." I think he went to Western Governors. I was like, "I was considering that." And he's like, "I didn't learn anything, but I got the 3 letters."
Yeah. No, same
Like,
here.
did you get a raise?
Yeah.
Like, did you make more money? What did you do it for? And he didn't respond. Don't ask those questions.
Yeah. Like, I went back to do my MBA, and I don't think I came out of the MBA any smarter or knowing anything I didn't know before.
Right.
I just paid a lot of money for a diploma, and yeah, I could say I'm an MBA, and I owe a lot of money now.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
Didn't your
and I'm like
previous
a mental
employer-
wreck. I'm still recovering from it.
Didn't your previous employer help a little bit?
Yeah, they help pay for it.
I could get a master's for free right now if I wanted.
Mm.
But the thought of going back to school makes me want to be on that Air India plane
Yeah.
Not
in
11A.
11A, of course.
Because you want to start over.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, no, so like I did it while I was still working full time, and I'm still recovering from those 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
So
It's a boner, man.
it's a boner.
Yeah, I don't know if it works out. Anyway, so you wouldn't go to business school.
Yeah, I'd not go to business school. I'd do something creative.
Spencer wouldn't invest in the hub. In
Wouldn't
Utah,
have?
the Utah chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have invested in any publicly
No.
traded VPN.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, cool, sweet.
Speaking of being poor, last weekend, I decided to pull out the old Uber sticker and drive Uber for a little bit
yeah.
to add some money to my hockey fund. And I drove for 4 hours
Okay.
and made $80.
$20 an hour,
Yeah.
including your.
No, I did.
Gotta less your gas.
Yeah, less my gas.
That's not great.
No, it's not.
Ogden.
I always end up. It was Pride, so I ended up.
Oh, at the airport and.
I ended up taking somebody to Salt Lake and then stuck around there for a little bit, and then.
I mean, you're probably going to make more money in Salt Lake, but it's a long drive.
Yeah.
To and fro.
But one thing I noticed is that nobody's tipping. Tipping is not
At all?
There was like in the past, if I were to take someone from Layton to Salt Lake, that's $20 for the fare normally that I get, maybe more depending on where or what the service rate is. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I would probably get like a $5 to $10 tip on that. I got a $0 tip on that.
Wow.
Nobody can afford to tip now.
That's what I
why.
think is that everything's so expensive that people have
We're all
gotten
out of
used to
money.
Ubering,
Yeah.
but they can't
afford
afford
it
to
anymore.
tip.
Yeah.
They've gotten used to ordering food through Uber Eats, but they can't afford to tip anymore.
Can you? Is it because the tipping is after the fact?
No,
Like,
you
you think-
do it before. Well, not on
You
the
can't-
not on
you do
the
it after.
drivers, not on the food. You do it before.
Yeah, driving you don't though.
Driving, you don't.
Can't you follow up with a tip after though if you feel
Yeah,
like
it prompts you like multiple times. It's like, hey, you should really.
Can you rate the rider before or after they? Is it before or after they tip or
I don't know
confirm?
if you can. I know it pops up like right away. I don't know if you can dismiss it and do it later. Maybe.
I mean, I always tip whatever the center amount is. That's
Right.
suggested. It's like 3, 5, or 7.
Yeah.
Or 1, 3, and 5.
That's normally what I do too everywhere. But I think people are broke.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm broke.
a tipping culture is crazy. Also,
Right.
Well, you get asked to tip about over
Everything.
nothing now.
Yeah.
Just for nothing,
It's true.
like carrying out food.
or even just ordering
crazy.
at the desk and
Right, that's
no
what I
one's
mean.
bringing it to you.
Yeah,
Tip.
yeah.
We had a
You're-
tip jar at Domino's and they were freaked out. They got pissed that we put that out there.
Yeah, and maybe people used to write tips on. I never expected it as a carryout though.
Yeah.
No.
If you're ordering
Very
food at the
rarely
counter,
do
No,
that.
I'm
being
not doing
paid
anything
already.
for you other than the normal.
I usually tip anyway. I usually put $1 on those.
Do you?
Yeah,
Just because you're in front of them and you don't want them spitting
Just
your
because you
food.
want to
No,
make them
because-
fight over it?
because I've been there and I'm like, I'll give them $1. I've been in
I
their
don't have
shoes.
$1,
It
so-
sucks. Like you're making minimum wage. It sucks. So I'm like, I'll give them $1. What's it gonna, it's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? I do that, once a week or something. It's like whatever. Does it cost me anything to give this kid $1? He's not making any money. Mm-hmm. Whatever.
Just spending it on Pokemon cards and crap.
Maybe.
It's not going anywhere good.
It's not going to business school.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
I feel like there's some
You have to go into
resentment
debt
here
for that.
Maybe your kids have been spending your money on Pokemon cards,
Or I mean,
and you're just kind of grouchy about it.
anytime they get their hands on money, it goes towards something stupid.
Well,
Yeah, but
did
are they
you
working-
not
are they
do
working
that
the
when
counter?
You were a kid?
Yes,
Because
but
if you weren't like
I didn't
that,
have money when I was a kid.
then you probably wouldn't be so worried about it right now. You'd probably have a lot more money.
yes.
They have jobs?
Cadence does. Will does not.
What does
But-
Cadence do?
She works at Boondocks.
Oh,
So
No tips there.
probably not. No,
Yeah.
they serve alcohol there now too. So
Ooh,
there's a lot
bonus.
of drunk people.
Interesting. Boondocks.
Yeah,
Boondocks went the way of
so
the
you
devil.
can play like the Gopher game and
It's like a Dave and Buster's
and
now.
drink.
yeah. They're going Dave and Buster's.
It's not
I forgot that. Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah.
we should go do that.
for sure.
Like immediately.
I could get a
Like,
family
we should just
discount.
leave right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Like, what are we doing?
I love
here?
arcades.
Not.
Love
Do you
them.
still get to win tickets?
I think so.
Can you use them to buy beer?
I don't know. We can find out.
Boondocks.
Can I trade in this
Listen.
stuffed bear for a Coors?
There's a lot of money in alcohol, man.
Will earn money doing just things randomly for like neighbors or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he'll buy a Funko Pop with like what it took him like a month to earn.
Right.
I'm like, it just sits on his
There's
shelf.
just no concept of economics yet,
Yeah.
But they'll get there.
Really?
Get there.
I do that still. But
Yeah, Spencer hasn't learned.
Do you have a
that
little bit of
concept yet.
extra money to spend on
I
that?
guess.
Maybe.
I have my Star Trek ship
No,
subscription.
he doesn't. This is why he was Ubering,
That's not untrue.
Okay, all right.
That
fair
was
enough.
going to the hockey fund.
which is what you need
Oh, I was
because
gonna-
you don't have extra money.
I was going to pull up May's Uber totals because I think they're going to be less. I mean, sorry, May's DoorDash totals.
Oh, your DoorDash.
I'll do it next week. week.
I was ready. I was
Yeah, like
getting into that.
This is Spencer's Ubering rather than just not DoorDashing anymore to save money.
Hey, I actually
Wait,
haven't
you mean-
DoorDashed at all this week.
You mean like
Not
you're
once.
Ubering, like you're driving people around instead of having people drive you food?
Right.
Nice. It's like a reversal.
He's continuing to pay people to deliver him food, and to offset that expense, he's driving people around.
It's really
So you don't
stupid.
pick
It's
up the
really
food while
stupid
you're
when you
out
think
driving
about
people
it.
around?
Well, I'm here.
Since I'm out, just go to the drive-through.
There's some Chinese food I picked up that made my car stink for like days.
Really?
Yeah. it
Oh, you were
was-
doing eats?
I was doing everything.
Oh, all right.
I was doing it all, which I don't think I'll ever do eats again because of that, and because I was so pissed. I read the directions wrong, and I thought I was going from one place to north, but I was in like Syracuse, and it was a $10 order. I was like, oh, I'll pick that up. It's $10. And so I hit it, and then it was like, oh no, you're going to Farmington Station.
Oh.
And then I was like, this better be going north. And it was North Salt Lake. Freaking north. There's got to be
No
like
tip.
it was the Habit. So there's got to be like 3 habits in between there. And for some reason, I had to go from Farmington Station till the highest point of North Salt Lake.
on top of the mountain down there?
Yes.
Yeah. For everybody
I was so
listening,
pissed off.
North Salt Lake is south of where Spencer was.
Oh, that's true.
Very
yeah.
south.
Yeah.
No, Taryn does Click List where she buys people's groceries and delivers them,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever is like the biggest load, the farthest to deliver is the worst tip every
Yeah.
time.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's how they got there, I think.
yeah,
At least that's what people tell you. That's how you justify
Probably
it.
true.
Yeah, I don't like the smell. I mean, all 3 of us delivered pizzas. One of us was fired for harassment, but all 3 of
I
us
was
delivered
not
pizza.
fired for harassment. That was Papa John's, and I was not fired for harassment. I wasn't even anything for harassment.
Or were you fired?
My boss was fired for harassment. And
I had plenty of bosses that
and
should have been fired.
Subsequently, I was moved to a different store.
Spencer's boss took the fall
No.
for a team
No.
harassment.
No.
Did
Anyway,
we?
you remember that smell of like the wet, cold cornmeal in the
Oh,
winter
yeah.
in your shoes, in your car?
Yep.
Was bad.
It was bad.
But honestly,
It's everywhere.
if I could make the same amount of money
Oh, yeah.
delivering pizzas,
In a heartbeat.
I would do it
That
so
you were
fast.
then?
It was the easiest
No,
freaking
that he's
job.
making at his normal job
Easiest
now.
freaking job on the planet.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was
You worked
it
like
was
3
so-
hours a night.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was
I mean,
great.
even closing,
yeah.
cleaning
Yep.
the store, whatever.
It's fine.
If I could make the same amount of money I'm making now doing that,
It would be no one would be I mean everyone would be delivering pizza. So I
maybe.
guess that's why.
Pretty
I don't know,
soon.
some people hated it.
Really?
Like Ethan delivered pizzas. Now he was in a rough part of his life, but he didn't really like it.
Do tell Ethan's story.
Yeah, what was
without
so
him.
rough
It was
here?
just in between.
It's when he was a woman.
It was
Before
it
he
was
transitioned.
He
ending.
was just transitioning from
He was ending
boy
his
to man.
undergrad.
what?
Oh,
He's finishing his undergrad
Oh,
before
okay.
med school. It was just a very stressful time for
that
him.
makes sense.
That was
Yeah.
stressful for everyone.
It
It
was.
was still stressful for me.
I don't even like to think about it. Ethan getting into med school was very stressful for all of us. We all had to double down on our efforts.
Right.
Yeah. Would you rather?
Okay, so I got asked by your wife, not me. The group got asked. I don't have a secret chat with your wife.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
I don't remember this. I wasn't asked.
Well, it's because you're not in our group chat. Because
Oh.
you know,
I'm not part of the group.
yeah. No, I don't know why.
It's fine.
There are several. And Danny's only a part of one.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding, Danny. I don't know which one it is.
I got asked, or we got asked, would you rather have a man-sized pigeon or 20 pigeon-sized men
for what
As a-
purpose?
as
a pet.
for a business? Yeah, it would be quite the freak
You're
show.
selling pigeon poo. Would you rather collect one man-sized pigeon
You're
poo?
either selling human feces or pigeon feces.
Right.
I selected a man-sized pigeon because I might be able to ride it.
It could fly.
Poo could be a factor, I guess, but I just think 20 men with short man syndrome.
That's very short.
Yeah, so it's got to be like super short man syndrome. Right?
And you're cleaning 20 shits.
Yeah.
Even though they're small.
Wait, but they're men.
Yeah, I don't know.
They
Do
could
they
use-
have the intelligence of a pigeon? That was my.
I don't know if they
that
can
was my
climb up on the
question.
toilet.
That's true.
You know, they'd have to
You'd have to get like a Barbie toilet.
To get a ramp.
pigeon-sized men.
Ramp. A ramp.
Get a ramp going up to that.
So I thought for a segment we could start asking "Would you rather" questions.
I'm offended I'm not part of this group chat, by the way, but whatever.
I'll add
Just
you.
how it goes.
I'll add you.
What?
It's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's called the
I'm-
name of the group is called the Tribe.
Don't get offended.
because that's the name of. our
I'm the one
cult.
offended? You're the one talking about the group. I'm willing
saying
to
that's what you're saying to me. Don't be offended, okay?
I'm willing to accept that there are many group chats I'm not a part of, and that's whatever.
There's not though, unless I'm not a part of them, which is probably.
There's only
which
one
is
group chat I'm
probably
a part
true.
of.
Spencer
There's
and I
only
are,
one person we really exclude out of group chats, and that's you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't say such offensive shit,
I know.
you know,
Gotta
you've
clean
been
it up.
frankly you've been
They
kicked
clean
out
up my
several.
act.
You know the way that
I got kicked out of my family ones because I didn't want to be in them.
The way that Spencer was fired from Papa John's.
I was not
similar to the
fired
way
from Papa John's. I was transferred to a different school.
He was transferred.
Me and a couple other
Listen,
people.
He was transferred to a Domino's. So however you want to take that.
I've never been. I guess I've been fired from one job. Yeah.
I've been
Interesting.
fired, but it was more like a mutual.
Oh wait,
you know?
I got fired from the radio station. Well, laid off. Whatever.
Did you?
count that? Does that count as being?
Did you get laid off?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I got furloughed. Does that count?
Yes.
Then I came back.
I don't know. Danny and I used to work for the radio
Right.
years ago, and I couldn't do it very much anymore. I was at between college, I just didn't have a lot of time, and so I was like turning down events. And then our boss Randy called me, and she started bawling, saying she had to let me go. So I was fired over the phone to a boss who was crying about it. And I was like,
sad.
"It's fine, Randy. I don't want to work here anymore anyway."
Well, was it long after I left?
I can't remember now.
Because they were letting a lot of people go when I left. They were like really downsizing.
No, I mean they still needed someone to do events.
One of the salespeople walked up to me when I was coming in. I didn't know that I was getting laid off, and she came up. She's like, "Just so you know, it's been an honor working with you."
Was
I
it
feel
Heather?
so bad about this. Yes,
It was Heather,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay, cool, you too. Thanks for just getting my check." And find out later that day that everyone but me knew I was getting canned.
There's your would you rather. Would you rather find out that you're laid off from a coworker apologizing and sympathizing with you, or from your boss crying over the phone that they have to let you go?
I think both are fine.
yeah, it's whatever.
I think the boss crying would make you feel a little better.
yeah, probably that.
Maybe. I
You
mean,
feel kind of betrayed, if you found out from a coworker.
I think that if had I wanted to keep the job, I would have been bugged that she was crying. I would have said, "How is this
How
fucking your
dare
problem?
you? How dare
Don't
you?"
make this your problem. Don't pull this like
I'm
this
sorry,
is harder
you're the
on me."
victim.
Yeah, exactly.
It's harder
the
for me
abuser
than it is
pretending to
for
be the
you.
victim.
Exactly. Yeah, but because I didn't care, it
I'm
worked out.
sorry, I'm not perfect. Did we commandeer your bit? We haven't
No,
actually heard
that was
the-
perfect.
Yeah, we're
Perfect.
doing a would you rather.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ChatGPT gave me so many that
Let's do one.
would you rather be famous for something you regret or unknown but content?
I think most of us are the second one.
Yeah.
I'm unknown and uncontent.
That's similar
Or
to the
would you rather lose all your past memories or never be able to make new ones?
ooh. I'd rather lose all my past memories
yeah, make new ones.
and make new ones.
He wants to forget us as friends.
So do you keep
I wanna
forgetting
start-
them as you
that's
go?
going back to like I want to start
I
over
wanna
in life.
start over.
I don't even want to know who my old friends are.
Brian wants
I don't
to be
want
an
that in
11A.
my life anymore.
He wants to be a lemonade.
Yeah,
11A.
11 AIDS.
I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
The
that's
seat number
cool.
of the sole survivor,
Oh.
who missed an opportunity, in my opinion.
Yeah, he could have walked
Coulda
off.
walked
He
away.
coulda walked away.
I think he needed some attention. I think he walked away, but he was still messed up.
Apparently, he just walked out of the emergency exit. What was left of it?
It exploded.
I know. I don't
Maybe
understand it either.
I don't understand how explosions work, maybe, because you see that fireball,
And you're
and
like,
it's huge.
This is where the
Oh, yeah.
X-Men mutants start.
I mean, they had enough
Maybe he's
It's all
fuel,
starting. Yeah,
yeah, it was
enough fuel to go
full.
from India to London.
right.
it was packed.
Yeah, and
It's
it
like
was a
she left a
full
crater.
passenger load. It was a
Yeah,
heavy.
it's a 9/11 style plane,
Yeah.
full of fuel.
9/11
Yes.
style conspiracy.
Yeah. Next thing we know, there's a building 7 that went
Inside
down.
job. Who's on the inside of this one? I don't know.
Ooh, would you rather live in a simulation you can control or in the real world with no control?
There's no such thing as the real world. We're in a
'Cause we're in the
simulation you can't
simulation.
control.
You're so sure about this.
So would you?
You're so sure.
So are you.
No, I'm
And
not.
all of us are.
Oh, this is kind of. Would you rather be stuck in the past or fast forwarded into the future?
Fast forwarded.
I would rather go to the future.
Yeah. Dude, the past.
in the past?
freaked- I don't think we realize how bad the past sucked.
Depends. You talking like 1950s white man? Or
That
you
would still
talking-
suck, dude.
I
They
don't
don't
know, it
have like
just says the past, so I
refrigeration then.
guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they
they got
do.
ice.
They don't
We
have.
learned about that last
They had the what's that disease that polio?
Polio.
They freaking polio, man.
Yeah.
They had all kinds of stuff that we.
only affected the white man. Too.
I think when you get there, even you can go like going back to the 90s. If we got there, we're like, dude.
Well, yeah,
I forgot
if
how
you-
bad this.
if
I got
you-
used to all the stuff.
Yeah, if you're used
know?
to what you have now. Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be really annoying.
But if
you
it
know how
re-
hard it'd be to.
If it, you
I gotta
like,
wear slacks.
Yeah.
if you rewound, and your memories went with it too,
Well, yeah, that's different.
Like you lost your memories?
Yeah, you lost all your memories and you're back in 1995. That might actually be pretty legit.
What would be the difference? I mean,
you have 9/11 to look forward to,
but you don't know it. You're
You
just
don't know
reliving it without
Because the
previous
90s were
memory.
awesome, man.
What if we've already done that a million times?
Bill Clinton
probably
was
have.
getting
'Cause you wouldn't
cigar
know.
blowjobs under desks, and
Yeah, the world was better.
it was great, man.
Yeah.
No 9/11 yet, no recession.
Listen, a presidential blowjob might solve a lot of problems right now.
That's true.
Just saying.
That's a good band name, I think, or something.
Presidential blowjob.
Or album. It's
Oval
it's
Office.
something. It's something.
An
Oval Office.
Oval Office.
Oh, man. Speaking of the radio,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so Danny and I did events. We went, like, we were the people who set up the event when the DJ was like, I'm here at Southtown Auto Mall from 11 to 1. Come see us at the Mitsubishi, whatever, dealership.
Freaking Mitsubishi
Right.
place, man. Did that so many times.
And on the way here, I was riding with Spencer, and they were on a remote, the sports
Oh, yeah.
whatever zone. And I am just curious how radio salespeople have continued to foist on-site events,
To foist? Is that a word?
foist them on, yeah, as something that's actually valuable. Like,
I don't know. It must do
There's
something.
a lot of people that provide nothing and are still justified, have to pretend like they're providing something to society in their jobs.
but it's not
But-
it's not about them pretending. They're actually selling it.
Yeah.
And so people, they're like the
It's really
marketing
old school
person.
sales too.
The marketing person for a car dealership is like, fuck yeah, we want the radio here for 2 hours on a Saturday.
You know how many sales we're gonna get?
It's gonna.
Did we watch so many shady sales while
Oh.
we were at those
But none
car
of them-
Wait.
dealerships?
What do you mean?
People that had no business buying cars.
Oh, because we would
get
go.
convinced to buy cars that
Yeah, we would go to shitty lots like Low Book Sales, West Valley Auto Plaza.
Yeah.
It's like,
and these people would convince the people these people would come in that cannot afford anything, and they'd somehow convince them to buy this freaking expensive car.
high interest loans, right? So I used to work for a car dealership that did that. And there's no risk to the dealership, right? Here's how it works. They buy
That's how the housing bubble happens, bro.
they buy an old Plymouth Neon at auction
Uh-huh.
for $2,000, let's say.
Right.
They put $2,000 into
There's
fixing
still
it,
cocaine
right?
in a compartment somewhere.
Yeah. So now there's $4,000 into this Plymouth Neon. They put it on the lot for $7,000, but the required down payment for these high risk loans is $4,000,
That's
which is exactly how much they owe,
Oh.
how much the dealer is invested into the car. So then
Wow.
every payment that comes in
It's gravy.
with 20% interest because it's high risk is gravy.
wow.
And then
makes-
they're just going to repo it in a few months.
Oh, for sure.
And then
those dealerships
sell it again.
make way more money than new cars. It's crazy.
That's nuts.
Oh man, I remember the sales guys too.
Yeah, man,
Remember we
it's
told one
skeezy.
guy like, "Hey, we got to save some of this swag for like
Oh,
the
yeah, he
people,"
didn't care.
and he freaked out. And his boss came over
Yeah.
and said, "I'm taking everything off this table
Yeah,
just because, out of principle, you can't tell my guys they can't
right.
take this."
That guy was such a bitch, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would load up a table with CDs, shirts, stickers, just swag, koozies, anything. And yeah, this one sales guy at a car dealership came over and took like 4 or 5 things. We were like, "Hey, we're here for fans who are coming to, visit your dealership.
that's why we're
to
here,
hopefully
so-
buy cars.
yeah.
And if there's nothing on the table when they get here, they're not going to stick around."
Right.
And he went and told the sales manager. The sales manager got all pissed at us. And
And he comes over and he takes something off the table and he's like, "I'm taking this because I can."
yeah,
Okay, because the position I am in.
right.
Okay.
As a used car sales manager.
Oh, geez.
People,
What a freaking loser.
But we went to like banks and
everything, man.
everything. And I'm just
Everything.
curious if anybody was like, "Holy shit, they're going to be at Mountain America Credit Union. I do need a new checking account."
Right.
It must do something because they still do it.
I mean, and
X96
I guess-
still does it. Everybody still does
But
it.
they're the ones selling it.
It is less. They do it a lot less than they used to.
They're the
but-
ones selling it. I'm not talking about them.
Right.
Right? Anybody can be sold anything. The question is, why are these dealerships continuing to say, "Yeah, I'm going to pay an extra
Yeah, they're actually getting
$5,000
anything out of it.
for a 2-hour remote event where the
know.
DJ comes out."
I don't know.
All these guys who have
Maybe it's just part of the package. Just throw it in now. They're
It
like-
is. It was part of a thing, but they're still paying for it.
Right.
Right. Like, You're still paying for it.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't believe it at the time how much these
Oh, it's
places were
crazy.
paying for it.
Yeah.
Well, how much do they pay for it?
There's thousands.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah,
mean,
it was
these
a package.
accounts were
You bought
a
enough.
lot of money.
You bought enough 30-second spots on the radio. You'd get an event.
Oh, I see.
Our radio
I see.
station was making a lot of money off of that.
I mean, it's how radio. It's the only
Right.
way they make money.
Yeah,
right.
But, yeah, I was listening to that remote event today, and I was like, does anybody really?
I don't know. It must do something for somebody.
Yeah. It's like wraps. We were talking about wrapping your car.
Right.
It's like, does that? You see a big wrap, you're like, shit.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Dude, I
need
need
to call
some- I
them
need a new mobile phone.
immediately. I need to call them right now.
Yeah. I mean, brand recognition, right? Like if it sticks in your mind, I guess. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's more for like a fleet of cars.
Yeah.
When you're doing big time branding, like an airline like Air India, it's branding the plane so when it crashes.
But not for like Yogo Togo. Someone's got that all over their car.
Is that place still around?
No.
They just left the wrap on. There's a frozen yogurt shop in Kaysville.
Yeah. Now it's a dojo.
I thought you
Yogo Dojo?
So
That's a good idea.
that is a really good idea.
You bring your kids to karate. Get some froyo while you're here.
Freaking Steven Seagal. Karate.
Karate. Dude, those Seagal videos,
Yeah.
man. What the fuck? What are we doing? Why are you propping up this guy's ego?
Yeah.
You know?
How
Have you
does he
seen
even
these?
Have an ego.
Where he like touches people on the shoulder and they like pass out?
Yeah. He's
Steven
trying to
Seagal?
Yeah.
No.
You've not seen these?
No.
Yeah. Steven Seagal is a
Dumbass.
martial artist.
a fat lard ninja.
Yeah.
I don't mean to fat shame, but he's big.
He's not.
He's a
Dude,
big
back
guy.
in the
He's not
day,
a
he
healthy man.
But yeah, he's what is jiu-jitsu?
What did I just
Something like
watch
that.
where he got killed?
But he does
Hard
these
target.
Oh,
I don't even know if
it was
He
that's
that
does
show
these,
I was
like-
talking about a few weeks ago.
he does these like promotional events where he goes because he's Steven Seagal
Right.
and he's not fighting. They like run up to him and
Yeah,
throw
he
a
just
punch and
stands
he like
there and just, like,
catches
does a
their
little-
wrist and throws it back at him and they fall down.
he's always just like a one-handed.
yeah, like a
I'm like, dude, this is such a setup.
it's crazy.
Under Siege, that's a Seagal movie.
Like that.
Yeah.
He's just fat.
Dude, put him
Just
and
one arm,
Chuck Norris together.
Oh man,
Dude, Chuck Norris is so old.
Charlie's got it.
He's so old.
But he was like a legit martial artist, like competitor. Like he fought Bruce Lee back in the day.
He was a legit Texas Ranger, is
true.
what he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he
Walker.
played baseball.
He's a Walker, Texas Ranger. We should go to a baseball game.
Yeah, let's do it.
Not you though.
Do you have a dumbest person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other people.
Oh my god. I'll send you this clip real quick.
Someone wrecking a car on purpose, or
How is
self-driving
this guy
that went
alive
wrong?
after that. So yeah, I'm trying to bring back dumbest person of the week. So last week, the owner of a Porsche 911 Turbo S shared a viral video on Instagram that demonstrated how fast the flagship sports car can get off the line. In the clip, the owner's young son is pinned so forcefully into the backrest of the passenger seat that he's able to lift his legs, essentially floating as the Porsche picks up speed.
Okay.
All right, so this is what goes wrong is a copycat stunt. Eager to replicate this clip, inevitably an attempt to go viral, two men in a Model X Plaid had the amazing idea of doing the same, but it seems as though they completely forgot about the EV's generative braking. The result, the passenger ends up smashing their head into the windshield.
So is this the video we're going to watch now?
Yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
play it there.
All right. He's
supposed
sitting
to
in the
hear this?
passenger seat, no seatbelt, and they're parked right down the side of the street. Okay, he takes off. The dude is kind of floating in this. Oh my god!
Well,
And then
I don't
he's-
understand what braking was that happened.
Generative braking. I don't know what that...
Regenerative braking. So, Danny, you've driven a Tesla. It's they're different. They're not like a standard car. When you let off the brake,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
When you let off the gas,
it starts
feels
braking.
like it's braking.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It doesn't coast
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
because coasting is regenerating a charge.
Right.
So it's
That's really
so
funny.
it feels like there's not. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like actually slowing down when you let off the
You're-
gas
yeah, there's
instead
no
of just.
there's no coasting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think
yeah,
you could turn that off though.
He just he just destroys the windshield, which I think on a Tesla is rather expensive because they're huge.
How is that kid alive, man?
Yeah, I've done that.
And he might have died.
You've done that?
I broke a windshield in my face once.
Is that true?
It was a VW Bug. I don't know if that's different.
Was this where you spilled the Slurpee?
Yeah, it was a what's that place called? The slushy place?
7-Eleven?
No. Forget it.
Swig.
I can't remember.
But either way, you had a Slurpee in your
Zep-
lap,
Zeppies.
right?
Yeah, Berry Lime Sublime from Jamba Juice.
Jamba Juice.
Nice.
Yep. Want me to tell a story?
Yeah, like what? There was something funny that happened.
I was in my
afterward.
friend's Mike. We were going through an intersection, and the person in front of us slammed on their brakes. We smashed into the back of them. Turns out my seat was not actually like bolted to the floor, so it just flew up into the dash, and my head. Well, it didn't like break through the windshield, but it broke the windshield. It
Right.
spidered, and then I had to roll out onto like the street into the park in the whatever intersection. Ambulance shows up, and they see my Jamba Juice all over the dash, and they're like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." Like, he's got a hematoma to his leg. I'm like, "It's just a bruise. We're good."
They see the red
There's
slushy,
brains everywhere,
and they're
dude.
like, "I don't get paid enough for this."
That's really funny.
New guy's in the back puking his guts out.
Oh my god!
But totaled, it was like a classic VW back when they made them in like Nazi Germany.
Right.
Did
So-
you have a concussion?
Probably.
I mean, that's
I don't know.
why
How
Danny
do you tell?
is the
Yeah,
way
I
he
was
is.
going to say.
It was already messed up, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Strangely enough, he was a really bad drummer before the accident.
unlocked.
It unlocked
Achievement
something.
unlocked.
Yeah.
Unlock something. Gosh. Secret hand. Secret
hand?
Secret handshake.
Secret sound.
Yeah, let's do it. Secret sound.
I don't know why it does that.
I think it's when I plug it in, it thinks that I'm connecting to something else.
Charging. Just tells you it's charging.
Okay, you guys ready?
Yeah.
Did you play the thingy?
Oh my gosh.
Here is Brian Sherman's Secret Sound.
What's going on out there? We should re-record that sounder. That's
No, I like it.
okay.
Here it is. That's it twice. It's looping, right? So it's just
That's
the one.
definitely someone getting an erection.
That is someone twisting a tray of ice cube tray out of the. I don't know, dude. I'm making something up.
Is it not a doorstop?
It's not a doorstop.
No, that would be like.
And it's not
Go for longer.
It's not an ice tray or anything to do with ice.
But it is some sort of a spring.
Sure.
Hit it again. It's poker chips.
Ooh, good guess.
Yeah?
Yeah, it sounds like that. That's not it.
Okay. Like what? Really?
Here it is. It's a toaster.
Toaster? Oh,
Oh no!
toaster spring.
I have that.
You
same
got the spring though.
toaster.
That was good.
This toaster fucking sucks. By
Oh
the way.
yeah, for sure.
It doesn't work. The timer doesn't work. Every time we use this toaster, we have to set a timer with Alexa.
Serious?
Yeah.
Toasters cost like nothing, dude.
That's true. You
Well,
could
you know
just-
when they cost nothing, and you get that piece of shit. But you can't, like, it's really hard to bring yourself to buy a toaster when
It
it's
is-
like, all I have to do is say, Alexa, 80 seconds.
That's
and
true.
it sets a timer for 80
That's
seconds.
true. I brought a secret sound that you'll never be able to get.
Is that your only secret?
Yeah, I
sound?
only had the
Okay,
one today.
sweet.
Let's see if
I got one.
that was
That
an
was it.
inverted erection.
That was you.
All right, here we go.
Let's do it. Should I bring one next time? Sweet.
Sure. Okay.
It's a birds for sure.
Yeah, there are birds. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's not what
So
I'm
it's
guessing.
complicating. It's a complicating factor.
It's a generator running out of gas. The AC, once it reaches.
Oh, I know what it is. I know what it is.
What?
Is this Sarah's oxygen machine?
It is.
Yes!
I can't believe you got that.
Nice.
Yes, it's the oxygen pump. What is it doing? It's pulling in the air
I
and
guess.
and
Concentrating it.
scrubbing the CO2 out of it.
Yeah, I guess. And it sounds like a spaceship turning off when you.
How? Yeah. How pure is the oxygen that she's breathing?
It's good stuff, man. I don't know.
Because what's our air, Danny? It's like 12%.
I don't know.
I think regular air. You're my go-to for air. questions?
I'm
Yeah.
surprised Danny didn't know the answer to that.
Oxygen concentration regular. It's low. No, come on. In the air.
Rare in the air.
21. The standard concentration of oxygen is 21% by volume. So I'm curious what hers is. I mean, is it flammable?
It's 90 to 95%.
So it's flammable shit.
Yeah, it
dude,
is.
Don't let them match in your house, bro.
No.
Don't
That's what
run the
happened.
toaster.
That's what happened on Apollo 1.
Someone
Gotta
was on
spin the
oxygen
tanks.
in it.
Apollo 1 was the when the astronauts died in the on a test launch.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
the tubes in.
The
What do they call it?
capsule. The capsule was. They used pure oxygen at the time.
Yeah, where they,
Right.
they connect all the same tubes they're going to if they're going
Yes.
to do the real
A
launch.
tubes out test.
Tubes out test,
Yes,
not
you
tubes
got
in
it.
test.
Tubes in test. Yeah. After that, they're like, maybe we shouldn't use pure oxygen. Yeah, no shit.
Or have a a way to
Open the hatch.
Open the hatch
I
and
don't
get
know.
out.
It was so fast.
yeah,
So fast.
they're dead like instantly.
Yeah. Anyway,
I got a sound.
Oh, do
Oh.
you?
Let's see, put it up against the microphone here.
It's obviously a garage door.
the garage door. Yeah.
That's after I fixed my garage door, dude.
That doesn't. That
I
doesn't
put a new
sound-
spring in.
That doesn't sound fixed. Wait, did you wind the spring?
I wound
That's
the
super
freaking.
dangerous.
I know. You got to stay out of the way. You have to assume that it's gonna break and come unwound,
Yeah.
so you have to stand out of like the.
Do you have safety squints?
No, what is that?
Squinting like this, like safety
I, had some,
squints.
I was watching this YouTube video of how to do it, and the guy's like, "Make sure you wear protective eyewear, dude. This rod, if this comes undone, it's coming through this freaking plastic
It's true.
eye cover,
That's
man.
true. At least then
It's
there's no
caving
plastic
in my face.
There's no plastic in my brain if I don't wear the glasses.
There's so much pressure on those. Anyways, yeah, I did it all myself.
I don't think I would ever do that by myself. I've heard of how dangerous it is. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
I don't.
I mean,
don't
just
wanna
stand
do
out of the
that.
way.
I wouldn't mess with that.
Do and take it slow. Just
How much does it cost to pay someone to do that?
It's like $100.
How much in insulin?
$100 to like get the stuff to fix it.
Right
It's
now,
like $400 to get it fixed.
Right now,
have
I
zero money.
measure all my expenses in hockey tickets. I'm like, I don't want to do that.
It's at least 4 hockey
Danny is measuring everything in insulin costs. That's like
Yeah.
5 insulin pumps.
How
Yeah.
much?
That's my
How did you
son's
tighten
living
it?
for 3 more months.
You tighten it with a drill?
Huh?
How do you tighten it?
You have to just get 2 rods and like do
Manually?
manually pull one out, put another one in, do
Oh,
it again
man.
until it does like 30 turns.
30 clicks. It's got to be a better way.
No,
Grip that
that's
rod.
the best way.
It's the best way.
Yeah.
Springs are what?
And then you have to tighten the little nut on there to make sure it doesn't come undone.
You know,
and
they-
just when you pull the
I'm
rods
hearing
out,
a lot
hopefully it
about
stays.
nuts and rods and coming here. What's going on?
I mean,
Well, when you're fixing a garage door, you got to get really deep in the dick and pull the rod back.
Then that's why you can only do it during Pride?
Yeah. Wait. Why don't they just make the motors stronger? Like, do we not? You know what I mean?
you mean
on a garage door?
so it could do it unassisted
Yeah,
by?
unassisted.
I mean,
You would have,
it would
like-
probably be.
I think we've had motors for a while now.
Yeah,
That's
those
true.
things, they're heavy. You don't realize until
Yeah.
your spring breaks how heavy your garage
That's
door
true.
is.
They're heavy.
Because most people, when the garage door opener breaks, they think it's like, oh, it's not that
No,
hard
yeah.
because it's still spring assisted.
Still got
man.
the fucking spring in there.
People don't even know there's a
They
spring.
don't
up
even
there.
know. They're ignorant.
And that spring could break any moment. You will go walking under
Oh.
that every day,
Yeah.
risking your life, not even knowing.
It's a final destination. You should really be safety squinting anytime you walk under your.
you get eaten by your
door.
garage.
You have the little laser. You got to jump over it on your garage door when it's closing. You jump
Yeah.
over the little laser.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody's got a laser now.
Everyone's hit their head trying to do that once.
Yeah, I had a
Twice.
garage door growing up. No laser.
Yeah, me too.
So it would just come down
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
on
sure.
your car, on your body.
On your body.
On whatever
yeah,
you
'cause
wanted it
I
to.
mean,
On
I
your
would,
children.
Inevitably, you're going to try an Indiana Jones, right? You're going to try and
Hit the
slide
button and run
under.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true though.
But you don't slide on concrete
that was how
the way
we,
he slides on dirt.
That was how we.
Not unless you got the
the
gear.
batteries ran out in the garage door opener. That's how we closed it. You shut it and
Right.
run out.
Yeah.
Can't do that now.
Ain't nobody got a double A on them, do
Unless
they?
you can jump the laser.
Yeah.
Unless you close it and then walk out the front door.
Oh yeah, that didn't work.
I know. That
That was way too much time. Then
5
you have
more
to go
seconds.
around the front. And,
Yeah.
Well, and you got to have a key
yeah,
to lock the front.
yeah.
Nobody's
That's how
got a key
you.
on them.
That's how you go out keyless.
You-
Actually, what you do is you shut the door, you reach through the dog door, and then lock the back door.
What?
And then you go through the garage door and hit it.
And then run out?
Yep.
So you do
Yep.
all the hard stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what you do when you're in a keyless society.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, makes sense.
yeah.
I forgot that was all a thing.
Oh yeah. No laser.
That
No
was a memory that
no
resurfaced
fail-safe.
right now.
How many people died before they're like, we should really put something there?
3.
Yeah, if someone would come home,
Plenty of
and
injuries.
see their
How many
husband
deaths?
trapped under the garage door.
The pool of blood.
Is it even enough pressure to do anything?
You want to try it?
Probably like a machine just like,
I don't know.
why am I not closing?
Because chances are you get under there, you get smashed, then the spring breaks,
Okay.
right? Impales you
In the
while
face.
being smashed.
Right. No, that's I get that. That would be bad.
So you bleed out because you're stuck.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude, our spring broke in the middle of the night, and we thought that a plane crashed outside our house. And it woke up our next door neighbors. That's how
so
loud it was, yeah.
I didn't even ask why you were replacing. You're replacing it because the spring
It
broke.
just broke, yeah.
That's scary.
And I thought like a car ran into our house.
Yeah. Because it's like,
Yeah.
like a big.
these
Yeah.
are first world problems for people that have garages.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
true.
sorry about that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have brought it up.
No, it's fine.
You got rocks. And rocks are heavy.
Yeah, that's true. I could get
Hey,
trapped under
you're a
my rocks.
homeowner, man.
Yeah.
Pretty soon nobody's going to be that.
That's
true.
That's possible. That's possible. Tell us what you did today.
I went to a cave, and now I'm really worn out.
Cave of Wonders.
So I had the bright idea of taking my family up to Mount Timpanogos Caves today, and my kids were miserable.
The whole time?
Actually,
I mean, did they at
no,
least
it's all
enjoy
right.
the cave?
They did. They did enjoy the cave. About halfway up the hill, though, my kids were like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
With our lives.
I haven't done Timpanogos in, it's got to be 30 years.
I did it when I was a young man.
Is it
Right.
is it asphalt and the switchbacks?
Yeah, it's asphalt all the way up. So you're like, oh, it's just, it's not that bad.
No, it still sucks.
It's a mile and a half.
Switchbacks are
That's also not
awful.
bad. But you gain 1,100 feet
Yeah.
in a mile and a half, and I'm not in shape, guys.
Oh, I would
And-
die. I would
and,
literally die now.
We did it early in the mornings. It wouldn't be too hot, but
Yeah.
oh, geez,
But
It's
was
nice and
still
cool
hot.
in the cave, though.
it gets down to 45 in the cave, and they're really cool. And my kids were loving it.
Do they still talk about salt and pepper?
See, okay, I was telling my family, there's like the salt and pepper in there where you're allowed to touch it. It's the one thing you're allowed
Yeah.
to touch in the cave. I don't remember. No,
Well, remember,
never
like,
came up.
so the salt and pepper were these. What are the ones? What are they called when they form on the ground?
Stalactites.
Stalactite.
Mites. Sorry, mites.
Stalagmite. It's a rock formation that looks.
Because that might reach the top.
Okay,
the tights
very
are-
good.
stalactites
Well, they look
are
like the size
hanging
of
on.
like a soda can, maybe
Yeah,
smaller.
maybe a little smaller.
And there's two of them right next
Little
to each
nubs,
other,
like
little
two
nubs
Yeah.
sticking out. But the reason I remember them is because some vandals broke in the 80s and chipped them off.
Oh, so that's why they weren't there.
No, they got them back.
Oh,
and, and that was part of the spiel.
trying to sell salt and pepper on the black market.
That was part of the spiel that the Rangers gave. Was like,
Yeah.
don't fucking touch anything in here. These vandals went to prison because they broke off salt and pepper.
It's a national
still
monument.
there.
Yeah, Mount Timpanogos, salt and pepper.
So you start at the bottom of the canyon. It's a beautiful hike. It's really steep. You get to the top. You get to go into the caves. It's pretty cool, and it's probably like a half a mile walk through these. It's technically 4 different caves, or 3 different caves, and then when you come out, you have to walk back down, and that's where I was like, dude, I'm never doing this again.
Walking
The walk
down,
down.
is it's almost just as bad.
I got like shaky leg on the way down. man.
There you go.
The havoc it wreaks
Yeah.
on your knees. And
we didn't see those today, or we walked past them. They didn't bring them up.
Yeah, there's salt and pepper. And I mean, listen, I could have dreamt that whole story.
No, with the vandal thing, maybe.
Yeah.
But I remember I went to this when I was probably like in the early teens, and they let us touch it. It was the only thing they let us touch.
Right.
maybe someone complained because it's too phallic.
Yeah,
It's
maybe.
phallic or it looked like mammaries as well. You know.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, for sure.
Were salt and pepper stolen from Mount Timpanogos? Generating. No. What? Holy shit. This whole story was made up?
That's just trying to get them to
Wow.
get people to not
Oh,
touch
they
them.
stopped the practice of touching them because to protect the cave's fragility.
What?
But
So
that
if
was
you
the whole
touched them,
thing,
The whole
because-
cave was just gonna
Well, okay, so if you touch, they have these things that are growing. They're formations.
All right.
They'll wear down.
Yeah, I know. Like, eventually.
Well,
but
they explained to us today that, okay, they have all these formations that are being formed by water dripping through, right? Mm-hmm. And like various minerals, kind of like my saliva stone, right? Anyways.
Right. Very similar.
Thanks for bringing that up.
And if you touch it, oils from your hands get on it, and they stop. It stops like the growth.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
You guys, my mind is blown right now, though. This is like a Mandela effect for me. I've known this story about salt and pepper being stolen my whole life.
False story.
And it was a lie?
According to the AI overview on Google, salt and pepper were not stolen. It was like...
Can't believe this. But I didn't see them today. Maybe they're stolen now. Or maybe they just didn't bring it up.
No,
they didn't want us to touch it.
They say on like part of the... There's some articles on here that say they stopped letting people touch them.
Yeah,
That's
it was
crazy.
it was actually a really good time. I'm just really worn out. I got home in time to take a shower and then come over here, and that's why I'm barely here right now.
I've actually been thinking a lot about taking the kids to Timp.
It's just, it's a hike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Be ready for it.
It is cool, though.
It's really cool.
Caves are
But it's
fun.
asphalt. It's not like it's...
Yeah, you tell
It's
yourself
still-
that
no,
as if that makes any difference,
I
and then
know
you're
that
on
it's-
it, and you're...
I know
I
that
wish
it's
this
hard.
was dirt and rocks.
I know that it's hard, but it's not. You wish it was dirt and rocks.
And it's very steep, like sheer cliffs.
Sure.
And most of the time, there's no railing.
Yeah.
And you could just... I told my kids so many times, because they're messing around.
Yeah.
And like, you're 2 inches away from a sheer drop-off, 300
You're
feet.
going
and you guys
to
are messing
fucking
around.
die.
So everyone's having fun for once, and I'm like, stop having fun. Pay attention to where you're walking.
Why can't you guys hate each other like normal?
Dude, my kids are 17 and 13, and they do not get along. But they were getting along, and I was ruining it.
Way to
So,
go.
yeah,
for their
stupid
safety.
dad.
Way to freaking
I want
go.
you to live.
All for their
I want you to live. I don't want you to be happy.
You know what? I don't
want
even know why I'm arguing with right now, because if you die, whatever.
Less money.
But if I die, I have the keys. You can't get home.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Nobody here has an Uber account, do you? Do you? Do you?
There's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
Can't call anyone. Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, I can't remember. There was something else I was going to bring up at the cave, but maybe not. That's it.
Yeah, well,
Black Mirror ads?
Let's talk about Taryn's retractions
sure.
first.
Okay.
So, I found out that because I'm on this podcast, Taryn listens to it,
oh.
right? And she took issue.
Hello.
Hey, Taryn. She took issue with some of the things I said, and she forced me to do a retraction.
You need the Law and Order. Chung chung.
Man.
And this is the only reason I've been allowed back here for this one last time is so I could do this retraction. So remember I brought up the Star Wars box set
Yes.
that I saved.
That
do
you
remember
cave
that.
dive through shit.
I did.
and muck.
I did. There's another part of the story that I didn't bring up because it's detrimental to my case. But I made her look. I impugned her honor by not bringing this part up. Okay.
God
Yes,
Sorry.
damn,
there it is.
Scared the
That's what it
bejesus
was.
out of me.
The baby Jesus out of you.
Maybe that's what that means.
That's from a
The bejesus?
that's from a TV show.
Oh.
Modern Family. Scared the baby Jesus out of me. Anyways, my son had 2 identical box sets in his room. And my wife was like, well, we can only keep one of these. And so that's why they threw one away.
Oh.
And I was like,
Oh, wow. You
okay,
buried
right?
the lead.
Okay, I did.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Oh, you're such a fucking dick.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
I
You
made
threw
Taryn-
Taryn under the...
I did.
There was a
Ka-chunk.
bus.
You need a bus sound.
There was a bus that pulled in front of your house, and you know what you did? You dragged her outside.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
said, "Get under that bus" at
Yeah.
gunpoint.
And then you
like,
broke
You
the-
are a monster.
Then you broke the garage spring so she couldn't get back in.
Right.
Yeah.
No one's getting out of this house. Anyways, so with that,
You have 2 box sets and you didn't give me one of them?
no, man. I mean, you want one?
Not now. It just would have been a nice
I mean, if
gesture.
he gives you one, it's going to be the one covered in
Your
garbage.
your birthday's coming up. That's why I dumpster dove.
That's the one he brought to us, was the one covered in garbage.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually,
Anyways.
it probably wasn't. It was probably the other one because
So they're identical.
They're identical. The one that they kept was probably in better condition.
Why do you have two?
We found them somewhere around in.
A garage sale?
Actually, I think it was at my family's cabin up in Northern California. They have a ton of VHSs up there, and we found them. And we
Taking these.
We checked with the family,
Yeah, I bet.
and they're like, "Hey, is it cool if we take?" Because nobody knows that these are up there.
Right.
Nobody watches.
I am the
VHS
family.
up there.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah,
well,
fine."
In their defense, nobody watches VHS down here either. So.
Right. But anyways, so
Warmer.
with that, should I still have gone through the garbage for these?
No. Now that we know they're not worth anything.
That's true.
Again,
Unless you
I
plan
told
to
Taryn,
give
I don't
one to
care how much
Brian.
they're worth.
It's not so much that you went through the garbage; it's the way that you spun this tale.
Yeah. The lie is always worse than the crime. Okay? I get it.
The web of lies. Yeah.
So I give to you my resignation letter, and I'm sorry.
I mean, we're not kicking you off the show. Spencer lies all the time. It's fine.
That's true.
No,
I've
it's
been lying
fine.
about Papa John's this whole time.
Also, one of Taryn's retractions is DJ is not going to happen.
Oh, DJ
So
Warner.
that's why I started today as Dan.
I think DJ Warner pretty.
No, she says it's not happening. So
I think
not.
it's a great, like, what's the word I'm looking for?
DJ name.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. What you're looking for?
No, you know when you well, never mind.
brand.
No,
Nothing like
I'm just
midlife
spacing on the
rebranding.
word right now. Moniker. You know.
Call sign.
Sure.
Nickname?
Sure. It's not. It's not
Aviator.
alias. I don't know.
You've thought of so many other
I know.
words.
I know.
Oh, it's going to be a word that's not real.
DJ and Merlin. DJ Warner and Merlin. Maverick.
DJ
Anyways.
Warner.
Yeah, so we'll see what kind of retraction she has after this episode airs, but this might be a recurring thing.
Well, she's welcome to come on the show.
Okay.
And present her. She could have come and presented her argument.
Just anything. Yeah.
I have a question,
Yeah.
and this will play into my next item here.
Pseudonym.
Pseudonym, yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good. You're right.
DJ Warner, but it's actually my name, so it's not.
Still works.
But I've been told by my wife this is not happening, so it is a pseudonym.
It's actually,
now.
yeah, I mean, you know, like English authors, they always use two initials in their last name. J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
T.S.
it'd be
Eliot.
fine.
Yeah. That's what you are. You're an English author.
J.R.R.
Tolkien.
JRRR. Anyway,
Names
sorry.
like-
What were you going to ask us?
How's the glass blowing?
That's tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah.
you sure?
Pretty sure.
Are you sure? I think the man would
Okay.
know if he'd
No.
blown glass.
Well, people need to know what happened here. Okay. Spencer and Danny refuse to buy their own subscriptions to things. And so I frequently add them to my family on things like Google for YouTube, and Apple for Apple Music.
Yeah,
Danny's HBO Max.
Canceled the YouTube one.
Max.
I'm watching commercials now. Like
Yeah,
some
That's
kind
my
of-
whole. That's my whole
This
thing
is-
here.
So I gave them access to that, but there's not a way in Google to invite someone to your quote unquote family for subscription access without them also having access to your family calendar.
And Brian really doesn't want us.
I
on
didn't
his
care,
family
but they
calendar.
kept bringing it up.
Just once. I brought it up once,
you brought
dude.
it up way more than
no,
fucking
dude.
once.
I brought it up.
I brought up
Way more than
the
once.
glass blowing in front of people who weren't invited.
No, you're the
And
only
they were
one
like,
who's not invited.
Are you going tomorrow?
I don't know.
No,
I haven't blown
No.
glass.
Jake McFarland
Fair enough.
bought Kurt. Me and Jake bought Kurt a glass blowing session as a birthday present for Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So me, Jake, and Kurt are
That
going.
seems cool.
So neither one of you guys are invited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can buy our own.
Yeah. But they saw that on my calendar. I didn't care. I didn't care about that.
Well,
And I brought it up at a group dinner the other night.
I'm willing to forego looking at your calendar if I don't have to watch commercials on YouTube
Okay,
anymore.
I'm a completely different class of person now that I have to watch all these ads.
I didn't
Yeah.
know there
It
were
is
that many ads
horrific.
on YouTube.
So many.
I'm so angry.
See, that's why I bought it.
Like, I'm full of rage.
And initially, I bought it because when you would play YouTube videos on the show,
Right.
there would be commercials. And I was
Right.
like, this is worth the $17 a month.
$17 a month?
Jeez, bro.
I can't afford that.
Shut the fuck up. You and your DoorDash. $17. That's how much you tipped last night.
No, that's how much I spent.
It all adds
this
up, okay?
morning.
It all adds up.
Unbelievable.
How many subscriptions do you need? Well, also
Well,
you
to
can't
support your habits.
you can't listen to YouTube with the screen locked either.
Yeah, yeah.
So it just shuts
no,
off.
It's
Listen,
true.
so-
I was trying to track some thunderstorms in Oklahoma, and I shut the
As you do.
Yeah, and it just
Yeah.
shut off.
Yeah.
Like I'm some kind of a
So-
poor.
Yeah.
a poor.
You're a
poor.
different class now.
You're
Yeah.
poor.
Well,
So-
you're in a class you always were, but you were trying to pretend you
I don't
weren't.
even know.
Right.
I don't even know.
Anyway, so
So-
overnight,
I can't believe there's people that
Dude,
watch YouTube
It's a lot of-
commercials.
It's a lot of ads.
YouTube has devolved since I got put on your
Also,
family plan so
many
much.
freaking game commercials.
Oh,
The
dude.
stupid.
Yeah. A lot of
Bro.
ads. But, you know,
So there's this Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
I think it's a new season. I've only watched one episode where this woman gets in like a car wreck, or no, she has like a tumor, and this company is kind of futuristic. This company comes in and puts some sort of technology in the spot that got damaged, but it requires that she has some sort of like Wi-Fi signal going into it for it to work, and it's what saved her life, right?
okay. But she has to be connected all the time.
She has to be connected, and then at first she's given like, you can't go outside of this area because if you lose signal, then it'll turn off and you'll be as if you're dead, right?
Okay.
So they get her in on this plan, and then it always changes. Like, oh,
Sure.
we're increasing like the cost. Or you don't have to go up to the next tier, but that's the one without ads, right?
Yeah.
Or eventually she gets to the one where they start adding ads.
Yeah.
And they have to use. They're also like her loaning out her brain power to help, like,
So she has to watch ads in her brain.
right. No. She turns into a walking ad.
Oh.
So like she'll say like, "Oh, this frappuccino is very whatever," or like, Nike shoes,
Yeah.
whatever, to people that are walking around. And she's a school teacher, and she says some sort of like Christian group like ran ads, and she was saying Christian ads during school. She got fired for it.
Oh no.
Anyways, but they could not afford to keep up like with the tiers and the prices that kept going up, so she had to go with the ads. They also like use like her brain power while she's sleeping to help power like the other services or whatever, and that kept getting bigger and bigger, so she could only be awake eventually like a couple hours a day, and it's all like ads all over the place.
Jeez.
Anyways, I was watching that episode and I was like, dude, this is me now. Like, now that I'm in this ad space in YouTube, I am one of these low people who's just being taken advantage of by the system, the freaking corporate.
YouTube makes a lot of money.
I really felt, it made me feel
Yeah.
like, wow.
Honestly, they probably make. I don't think they prefer subscribers like me. I think they would much rather sell the advertising.
There's so many ads, dude.
Yeah.
They're popping up so much.
It's often.
And I'm just like, I'm just a pawn in this,
Yeah.
this big game.
For sure.
Capitalism, dude.
Yeah. Just
Anyways,
programming.
I felt like I was a victim of Black Mirror,
Seriously,
And
that's-
can I please rejoin your family?
I just want to be part of your family.
Please, dude.
Please.
I
just
won't
can't
make
handle
any,
the commercials
I won't,
anymore.
I won't say anything about your calendar. No, I'm just joking. But
Every time I see that, never mind. Oh my god.
anyways, yeah, it was just like, dude, this Black Mirror episode is my life now. So
Sad.
it's getting dark. The future's dark.
Yeah.
All's
Not a happy
lost.
place.
All is lost.
Yeah.
What's AI fundraiser?
So, man, this is a while ago, and I wish I would have like looked this up again before I came in. But basically, they took these AI agents and plugged them into, let them have free reign on these computers, and they were like a project group. Like if you're in school and they give a project, or all four of you just raise money, do a fundraiser pick a fundraiser, a nonprofit to fundraise for, whatever. And they just wanted to see what they would do. Mm-hmm. And they did all kinds of crazy stuff. Like one of them, it was like a Grok, or one of the other ones opened a Chat GPT account, start generating like pictures and stuff. One of them started like an OnlyFans account because it's
Amazing.
like, this is how we're going to raise money, right? So all these AIs,
Gonna raise something.
I think they shut down a lot of stuff when they started seeing them go down weird paths. But it's like we're just gonna see what ideas they come up with, and it's like they even caught them watching like cat videos and stuff. So it's like, are they watching these cat videos because they want to? Because like they're like killing time like a human would. Like spend 20% of our time just not actually doing anything
Way more
productive.
than 20%.
Yeah, I know.
Or are they doing this because they were taught by human and they're like, well, this is what you do.
Yeah,
You know, you
Probably.
only spend this much time actually fundraising.
probably.
You know?
Did they generate any revenue?
I think they generated like $2,000 for, I can't remember which fundraiser it was, but
I need to enlist some AI help.
Yeah. Just ask it, how can I make $2,000 more a week?
And can you do it for me?
And can you do it for
Yeah.
me?
What can you do for me to give me $2,000 a week?
right. It starts an OnlyFans account
Yeah.
and opens a Chat GPT account to generate content. I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyways,
Amazing.
Genius.
it's interesting.
Oh, AI is so scary.
It's scary, man.
We're talking about it
toast.
every week, but it's just freaking me out more and more.
Oh, we're
It's
toast,
crazy.
man. There's fake videos. There's AI generated videos of the protests right now, showing people do violent things that are clearly fake, showing people coming like the one I was telling Spencer about. There's a video of like 50 Dodge trucks on the freeway, all with flags in them, with the dude hanging out the window saying, "Hey, we're going to LA. Be ready to fight." It's clearly AI to me, but the comments
not
are
to
all
everybody.
like,
Well, but then it causes Trump to start saying stuff like, "Well, we're finally being invaded.
right.
This is the beginning of the revolution or whatever."
Yeah,
You know.
but then people in the comments are like, "Oh, fuck yeah, Trump 2028.
Yeah.
Go MAGA. Fuck the rioters." Like, it's a fake video.
Well, and I follow a couple people that live in the downtown or the LA area, and
Yeah.
they're like, like unless I was on social media, I wouldn't know any of this
No,
is
it's-
going
Yeah,
on.
it's only like a couple streets.
There's like
I
a
guess.
it's like a
Small.
burning garbage can,
Right.
And like a million, photographers are like
Yeah.
taking pictures.
That's what people like. What's the population of LA?
Couple million.
It's like 4 or 5 million.
This is crazy. In the protests the videos that you do see, there's like 60 people. Right? There's more people marching up Main Street in Salt Lake City yesterday than there were in these LA protests. You know?
Right. And I think
wow.
they've even admitted that they've all
12. LA Metro is almost 13 million.
Holy
been, I was
shit!
going to say that didn't sound
just
right.
the
but
metro area.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
That seems inflated to me. Actually,
That seems really high.
Well, that's including it's
the greater LA
yeah,
area.
it's like
Oh, okay.
Long Beach and
okay.
Yeah,
So not
yeah.
just metro. I don't know what metro means.
I
thought that
always
greater
assume that's
metro
downtown.
area.
Oh, okay.
When you say metro area, to me that sounds like
Smaller
downtown.
Right.
Oh,
sounds
no.
yeah.
But
maybe we're wrong.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
often are.
Yeah.
And then Los Angeles population is 3.8.
Okay. Not just a place.
But a state of mind.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways, AI stuff is getting weird.
It's we're toast, man. Like it's
I mean, it's going to be
AI
It's going to be a rough transition, but I think there's
Here's what
possible.
I see. The thing that legitimate fake news
Mm-hmm.
did to boomers,
Mm.
AI is going to do to Gen X.
That's true.
Like 10x to
Yeah.
10, to Gen
to the
X.
10th.
10x Gen X.
Yeah. And then there'll be something that will dupe millennials 15 years from now.
Oh, I hope it's
Nah,
was something cool.
it's already taken over by then.
It'll be over.
won't
We'll
need
just be
to.
batteries at that point. Yeah. Weird.
all
Weird
right.
stuff.
We ready for
Some randoms?
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you these random headlines.
A fitness education group in California broke a Guinness World Record by gathering 1,423 people to play the playground game Red Light, Green Light. CF Fitness Inc., an education-oriented group aimed at promoting physical fitness at schools, gathers students from the Anaheim Elementary School District and their families to play the record-breaking game at Yorby Park in Anaheim.
It's a lot of people.
Someone's going to die.
I
It's
know.
too many
A lot
people.
of red light, green light. You know what this reminds me of, Danny?
Trampled.
Spencer wouldn't know, but we were on the drum line,
Yeah.
and they would do what's called a drill down. Remember drill downs?
yes.
How stressful they were? It's essentially when the entire marching band, it's a competition where the band director is calling out commands like right flank, left flank,
about
back march,
Yeah.
forward, reverse march, whatever,
About
in
flank,
sequence
yeah.
until it's only down to 2 people and then one of them
yeah.
wins.
If you mess up,
If you mess up, you're out.
yeah.
Jeez.
And they try to get complicated.
Oh, so complicated. I mean, I was out pretty early.
You know, this is one of the things where I'm pretty sure telepathy is real. From one of these, I don't know if you remember this. Was when it was after I graduated. I was like on staff, and we were doing an eyes closed drill down.
Okay.
And I would stand in front of people to see if they were like peeking.
Yeah.
To see if they were going to run into me.
Yeah.
And I was in front of you once. You were still on the drum line, and you were walking right towards me, and your face like starts to like because you knew you were about to run into me. I'm like, dude, you're cheating. But you had your eyes closed. I know you did. You knew I was in front of you. How did you know?
I have no recollection of this.
I mean, he was
can't believe you
obviously
forget.
cheating, right? Like,
Nah, I mean, his eyes were pretty freaking closed. But he knew he was about to run into me, and I was being
I
silent.
think I can read Danny's mind.
you know, he could smell you. To be honest, that's
fair
what it
enough.
was.
That's a separate
Kind of smell
conversation.
like curry, but which is weird. I don't know what that's all about.
It's pretty good.
A Florida bear seen enjoying a resident's hot tub and taking a long backyard nap.
Nip?
Take it a nip.
Was later captured and relocated with the help of donuts. The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission said the bear was spotted in a punta. Isn't that a bad word?
What the freak, dude?
That's a bad
I don't
word,
know.
right?
No, it's just
I
the
don't know.
name of the city.
Punta
Punta
Gorda.
Gorda. Yeah.
Doesn't that
That
mean,
sounds dirty.
I think that-
a fat bitch?
No, I think that
Okay.
I don't know. I don't speak
Okay.
French.
This is all Greek to me. I don't know.
The Bruin was caught on camera taking a soak in a resident's hot tub before removing the cushions from an outdoor couch and taking a 6-hour nap in the backyard.
Is that what a Bruin is? Is
bear?
it
I
a
thought
bear?
that-
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. But I'm surprised that a bear would like a hot tub. You know? I think
Right.
they would like cold water. I don't know. Maybe they're more
mean,
like us than we think.
Yeah, probably.
Punta primarily translates to point, tip, or end
Yeah.
Just the tip.
in Spanish.
What,
Um,
yeah. Have you ever seen a hairless bear?
Yeah,
I have.
It's kind
like
of
a really weird person.
it's freaky. Here, let me pull one up for the screenshot.
Hairless
here.
bear.
Good name for a band.
Hairless bear.
Oh my,
Hairless
dude, they're
bear.
so fucking creepy, man.
It looks like the
So scary.
looks like the werewolf from
It-
Harry Potter.
It looks like a werewolf. It does. Looks like from the Thriller music
oh my
video.
gosh,
So weird. Hairless bear. Bearless hair.
dude, that is straight from that's
This guy?
Professor Lupin from Harry Potter 3.
Oh man, hairless
Oh,
bear.
man, that is.
I told you.
It's a
They're
good band
creepy.
name, though.
I'm never gonna sleep
Bearless
again.
hair.
I think
Also, good
bearless
band
hair
name.
is a
Yeah.
great band name.
His hair has no bear.
The Lego Discovery Center in Washington, D.C. unveiled the winner of its 2025 Mini Master Model Builder qualifying competition, a 12-year-old's creation showing the nation's capital being taken over by pandas. Huh. The Lego Discovery Center, located in the district's Springfield Town Center, said it will display the build titled Pandemonium in D.C. through June 30th, and it will be sent to the Lego House in Billund, Denmark, to be judged alongside Mini Master Model Builder creations from 27 other Lego Discovery Centers across the globe. The scene's creator, 12-year-old Ricky, I guess he doesn't have a last name, then has the chance to be named Lego's
Dox him,
first
dude.
ever global Mini Master Model Builder. That's just a lot
the
of
underground,
I
man.
cannot believe I have not screwed that up.
I'm proud of you. That's a
Global
mouthful.
Mini Master Model Builder.
Nice. Again.
Yeah. The build features pandas taking over famous Washington locations and artifacts, including the Washington Monument, the Natural History
Ah, there it is.
the
There
Natural
it is.
History Museum, and the Hope Diamond, the Declaration of Independence, a metro station, and the stovepipe hat from the Lincoln Monument.
So this is like the War of 1812, but with pandas.
I guess. Apparently, the build took easily 100 hours to complete.
Interesting.
What's with the secret underground layer that
Oh,
none
I'm
of-
sure there is.
that this kid knows about, but we don't?
Have you ever been to the Washington Monument? You ever
No.
been to DC?
Well, I walked across the mall once, but it
It's
was to get a taxi.
It's massive.
Yeah,
I went
it's
when I was
crazy.
like 7, so I don't remember
Yeah.
anything
It was
from it at all.
for work, so I couldn't stop to enjoy it.
Yeah.
But
It's as big as it's big.
It's big.
Yeah.
it's very big. It's the world's tallest obelisk. I don't know that. Is it?
I don't know.
Probably.
But
It
when
might
was
be the
built?
world's only obelisk.
Nah, there's
No, I'm just
obelisks
kidding.
everywhere, dude.
Everywhere. Everywhere you go.
Go to Egypt.
World's tallest obelisk. Let's see. Washington Monument.
Yeah.
555 feet.
Dude, that's really tall.
It's very tall.
That's
Yeah.
That's half as high as I hiked today.
Yeah, that puts it in perspective.
Wow, that's only
Yeah.
half. That's crazy. You hiked a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. You must
Now
be-
that you put it
must
that
be
way.
dying. Yeah.
I was actually thinking that it put it in perspective the other way. Like,
Oh.
it's not that
It's
far.
really not that high.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
I mean, you lay it on its side, 555 feet.
Yeah, but you're going up, bro. That's different.
Going straight
Elevation.
up. Straight up.
Could walk a mile and a half, no problem, right now. I'll prove it.
I'll prove it.
Let's take the show on the road.
Yeah. I choose not to run. It's a Seinfeld episode. I'm sorry.
Well, is that it?
I think that's it.
Are we done?
Yeah.
You got anything else?
Nah.
No.
Really?
Well, yeah.
All right.
Well, thanks for being here, everybody. Find us at the Our Take Pod on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok, or email us at ourtakepod@gmail.com for episode 153 of the Our Take Podcast. I'm Brian.
I'm Spencer.
I'm Danny.
See you next time.